My name is Linda Derry, and today you're watching the CISTA Girl Environmental Club TV show. Today, I have joining us a fellow CISTA girl, Angela, and we'd like to welcome our guest for today, Miss Wilda Souffrant, who is a registered dietitian and certified fitness instructor. Miss Wilda, can you just tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, thank you for having me on the show, Linda. Nice to meet you, Ajna. I'm a certified fitness instructor and registered dietitian. So what a dietitian does, we help people to meet their optimal health, helping them to make healthy lifestyle choices. Let's say someone has diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol, or if they just want to lose weight, or if they have cancer, we help them to navigate the food system so that they can make healthy choices. As a fitness instructor, I teach a variety of classes. I've been doing that for over 10 years. I started off teaching at the YMCA, where I taught kids hip hop, seniors, I taught Zumba, Insanity, boot camp, so I've taught a wide variety of classes. So I love my career. I love helping people.
Well, today we will be discussing plant-based nutrition, which pretty much taps into your dietitian side.
Yes.
So plant-based nutrition is pretty much a diet that doesn't include meats or dairy, correct?
That's right.
Okay. So anybody like to say some reason on why eating plants is so good for you?
I actually have an idea. So eating plants will be better for you because you're kind of more set in a mindset of eating only leafy greens instead of eating all these saturated fats that's in meats. So that kind of sense that can actually help you mentally, so that it's more self-control over all these fatty foods that you can find in meats and such.
Yeah, that's actually a really good reason, because
really
self-control is a really big part, because you have to know how to set your goals and how to set your sights on how exactly you want to go about your diet.
That's right.
Another reason is it's better for your health because there's less cholesterol and less clogged arteries. Can you tell, for the viewers who don't know exactly about it, why clogged arteries are bad?
So cholesterol is something you'll find in animals. We naturally have cholesterol as human beings, and other animals have cholesterol or fat in their system as well. So when we take in animal products, it can be from meat or it can be from dairy, we are adding to our cholesterol more than what we need. So cholesterol can block the arteries. So you want to imagine you're washing dishes in a sink and you're scraping off the food from your plate and the sink gets clogged. Once the sink is clogged, the water can't run through. That's what cholesterol does in our body. It kind of builds up in our arteries and the blood can't flow through. So our heart has to do more work to pump the blood. So after a while, the heart kind of gets fatigued or tired from doing all that work to get the blood to go through because the arteries are clogged, and that can lead to a heart attack.
So also, another good reason is that it reduces obesity due to less calories. And can you can either of you either connect calories to obesity?
Well, if you eat more calories than you need, that excess calories turns into fat. The body will store it. So when you have more fat, that puts you at an increased risk for diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, even osteoporosis, because you're putting more wear and tear on the bones and in the body as a whole.
Yeah, I like to add on to that. You see, 1 pound of body fat is equal to about 3,400 calories. So if you consume more than the daily intake of what you're usually consuming calories. Calories is food, a measure of food energy that you intake. So if you're consuming more than that, the recommended 3,400, then you will guarantee to gain weight, which is a problem because it happens that meats, they happen to have, especially all those beef and steaks and stuff, they happen to have more calories than lettuce, which is only 2 calories, a whole bowl.
So Ajna did a great job of describing how many calories are in a pound of fat. So that was a really good job. And she also did a good job of explaining that if you eat too many calories, that's how you gain more weight.
Yeah, it's because vegetables like lettuce and spinach, they're mostly water-based.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why.
So she's a future dietitian. Good job.
Okay, also, it saves money, which is a really big kind of influence for some people because
Definitely.
you don't realize because a fast food meal for 4 is averaged around $24. However, lentil soup, salad, fruit, and sparkling mineral water, which sounds delicious by the way, for 4 people is $10. So you're saving $14 right there. And I know a big concern for many people, yes, you would spend more time and energy cooking the lentil soup. However, you can make a huge pot on a Sunday or earlier in the week, put it in the freezer, and just have it for lunch or dinner over the next few days.
So Linda, you raised 2 really good points. People do think cooking at home or using a plant-based diet may be more expensive, but in actuality it's less expensive. Because if you look at your food list, proteins are usually the most expensive. So animal proteins are more expensive than anything else on your food list. So if you're using plant-based proteins, you actually save more money. So that was really a good point. And also preparing in advance. Preparation is key in anything to achieve your goals. So preparing to have a healthy diet by, like you said, cooking a lot at one time, cooking earlier in the week, or when you have a day off is a great way to stay healthy.
Yeah. Also, another huge point, we brought this up in our lip script tutorial kind of video,
Okay.
that yes, buying all the material itself, yes, that is more expensive. It probably would cost more than $24 for a family of 4. However, you don't realize how much you can get out of that. You may be using this for one thing, but you can also, for example, if you want to make salad, which is the tomatoes, the lettuce, the vinaigrette, whatever kind of dressing you have, etc., depending on your salad, yes, the ingredients for it might cost more, or even if you buy prepackaged salad, it would cost more, but you would have more product in the end, so it would save you money.
That's right. So let's say if you purchase fast food, you're only going to eat for that one meal. But if you purchase the groceries, you can have the lentil soup. You can use the lentils later on to kind of make a type of bread or a pita bread. You can use it for another meal to make beans and rice. So you can get more out of that than you would buying fast food.
Yeah. Additionally, when you're consuming like meat, like those McDonald's stuff and the sandwiches, I made some observations that they don't fill you up as more like the healthy fruits and vegetables. Like if you eat like watermelon, you end up getting like really stuffed, even if it's like a little bowl. But if you end up eating a whole sandwich, you're not as satisfied because like your body signals in the brain, dopamine, like it kind of like sends those signals saying you want more, but like with it just happens like a lot of people don't like fruits and vegetables because that substance that it's in there in like the fruits and vegetables is not high as like dopamine as in like meats and products and stuff. So like the unhealthy stuff. So when you eat it, you might not be as like you might not feel like you want more of it, but because you're eating more, because it fills you up more.
Yeah, you're more satisfied. Your body's more satisfied. So that's a good point. You'll have less of it because it's giving your body what it needs. So sometimes we can overeat bad food because our body has to work harder to get any nutrients. So those are the things that we need to survive. Out of those bad foods, we have to eat a greater amount to get what we need to survive, as opposed to when we eat healthy foods that have so many vitamins, so many minerals, our body gets what it needs so quickly, we get full more quickly when we eat healthier foods. So that's a great point, Ajna.
That is a great point because, to be honest, no one can deny fast food tastes great.
It does.
But the problem is, like pretty much what you said, you just want more. Like you can't just have one French fry.
Yes.
I mean, you have to have at least another 3 or 4, just saying.
Or 5 or 6.
Or just the whole box,
Or just the whole box, yeah, definitely.
But, it doesn't satisfy you as well as a watermelon or something.
Or a baked potato. Or
baked potatoes are really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be healthy and good at the same time. There's a compromise. Right. Another reason is that it saves the environment, which this is an environmental club TV show, so this is a big topic for us. So can you tell us a bit more about how exactly it saves the environment?
Well, there's a lot to say about that. So there's 2 types of farming, maybe more, but we're going to compare 2 types of farming. You have mixed farming and then you have factory farming. So mixed farming is what it sounds like. You have animals being raised and you also are having produce being raised. So when a farmer is doing mixed farming, they kind of balance out how much waste the animal's producing and use that waste to fertilize the land. So there's a balance there. Whatever waste is being produced is used back into the farming. In factory farming, you only have animals, no produce. So you either have a pig farm, you either have a chicken farm, or you have a cattle farm. And whatever waste is being produced from those animals is not being used to fertilize the land. So where is that waste going? Into the environment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they have to find some place to dispose that waste, right? So now they're disposing it on the land. What happens then? The waste is absorbed into the groundwater, the tap water, and also our surface water. So what's in that waste? What are they feeding the animals?
I guess grains, right?
Grains, right. And what do cows typically eat?
Grass.
Grass. But now they're giving them grains. They're giving them a diet that they're not used to, right? And they're also giving them, so there's a lot of animals in one space. Have you ever been in school and one kid gets a cold and then you get a cold and then the next person gets a cold? That's what happens with the animals. They're all in this tight area. So now when one cow gets sick, the other cow gets sick, and then the third cow gets sick. So what do? They give them antibiotics. And then they want to produce so much food very quickly, they give the animals hormones. So all of those things are going into our water source. So you have the hormones and you have the antibiotics going into our water source as well. So this affects the ecosystem. Now when those properties, along with nitrogen, you know what nitrogen is, right? Phosphorus and methane get into the soil, they can leak into the water. So let's say you have a lake or a body of water nearby. The nitrogen and the phosphorus, which are good because they help to produce plants, they'll get into the water and overproduce the aquatic plants, the algae or any aquatic plants that are in the water, and that will stifle or choke the fish life, the aquatic life. So now you have the ecosystem being turned out of balance because now you have an overgrowth of the algae or the aquatic plant life, and now you have the sea life, which are the fish and the mollusk, dying. So that's one effect that it has. And then also, who else drinks the water?
Us?
Yeah, we do.
Everyone
right?
on Earth.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's how we survive.
That's how we survive.
Our cells are mostly made out of our water base.
Yes.
So without them, obviously, they fail to complete their task and we die.
Very good, Anjana. We're 75% water. That's a lot, right? So if our water source is not healthy, that has a big impact on us. So let's talk about tap water. So that groundwater goes into our tap water, and that affects us because now we're taking in what? The antibiotics and the hormones, right?
Yeah.
So let's discuss antibiotics. Do you know what antibiotics are?
I'm not really sure on that topic.
Okay.
Can you
I just know
explain
that they're medicine.
Medicine, that's right.
Furthermore.
So if you're sick, let's say you have a viral infection or a bacterial infection, your doctor will prescribe antibiotics, like strep throat. Have you ever had that? Okay, I've had it several times.
Terrible.
Yeah. So, but there are only a certain amount of antibiotics. So if you get antibiotics too often, you can become resistant, meaning it's no longer effective for you. So if you're getting it in the food, because now you're eating the animal products, and then you're getting the antibiotics from your doctor when you get sick, and now you're getting it in the water, you're getting overexposed to antibiotics. And there's only a small amount of antibiotics in the world. So once we become resistant to one antibiotic, they'll give us another one. Okay, now we're resistant to that one. They'll move us to another one.
Oh,
now we're resistant to that one. And now we've run out of options for when we get sick. So that's one effect that it can have on the environment and us as well. Another effect is deforestation. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So what do you know deforestation to be?
I heard deforestation is when the animals for a certain habitat, like they're like the like people, they come out and they cut the trees, they like remove the trees, and not just trees, like plants and like the whole greenery in general,
That's right.
For the certain area. And without the plants, they can't complete their cycles, which will help, which will like producing food through photosynthesis. Like they wouldn't be able to feed the plants, or it wouldn't be able to bring home to them, and they would be